What if I told you that your name isn't actually yours? Not in the way you think, anyway. You didn't choose it. Your parents thought they did, but they were simply tuning into a frequency that was already there, waiting to be activated the moment you took your first breath. Your name is not a label. It's not just a convenient way for people to get your attention across a crowded room. Your name is something far more ancient and far more powerful than that. It's a vibrational signature, sonic code, a sequence of frequencies that anchors specific possibilities into your timeline the moment it's spoken over you for the first time. Thoth the Atlantean, the master scribe who walked this earth before the floods came, who preserved the mysteries in the halls of Amenti, taught something that almost no one understands today. He said, "Sound is the first architecture of reality. Before form existed, there was tone. Before matter solidified, there was vibration. And every vibration carries within it a set of possibilities, pathways, challenges, gifts, and destinies. What you call your name is just the human translation of that deeper vibrational structure. When someone speaks your name, they're not just identifying you, they're activating you, they're casting a spell, literally. They're reinforcing the energetic pattern that your soul agreed to operate through in this lifetime. And here's what almost nobody realizes. If you've never decoded your name, you're not living your life. You're living the life your name is creating for you. There's a difference. In this video, you're going to discover why the vowels in your name act as spiritual portals that either align or distort your timeline. You'll learn how consonants function as geometric structures that shape your personality, your karma, and your tests. You'll see how Thoth's secret science connects letters, numbers, and parallel realities. And you'll understand why changing your name without comprehending the code can shatter the harmony of your entire trajectory. But before I show you how to decode the vibrational signature of your name, you need to understand what's been hidden from modern schools and preserved only by initiates. Your name is a mantra of power, a conscious spell, a dimensional contract that you signed before birth, and whose consequences you feel every single day. Let me show you what Thoth actually taught. According to the Emerald Tablets, Thoth didn't view letters as human inventions. He said they were discovered, revealed, remembered from something far older. Before Atlantis fell, before the Tower of Babel fragmented all languages into confusion, there existed one unified alphabet, a system of primordial sounds that didn't represent things. They created things. Each sound was a tool, each letter was a key, each word was a portal into manifestation. Thoth taught that when you speak a letter, you're not just pushing air through your vocal cords. You're activating a specific frequency in the etheric field, a vibration that resonates across multiple dimensions simultaneously. And depending on which sound you emit, you open different doors in reality. In the halls of Amenti, where initiates trained before becoming priests and priestesses of the mysteries, Thoth taught the science of sound. He demonstrated how each letter of the sacred alphabet corresponded to a number, a planet, a color, a metal, and a specific part of the human body. This wasn't symbolic, it was literal, it was operational. He said, when you understand the alphabet, you understand the structure of the universe itself, because the universe was sung into existence. Each note of that primordial song became a letter. Each letter became a form. Each form became an experience. And then Thoth revealed something even deeper. Your name is not an accident. It's your vibrational signature. It's the set of frequencies your soul chose to anchor this lifetime. It's the mantra that defines you, limits you, and liberates you. Now let's understand something fundamental that Thoth taught about the difference between vowels and consonants. He said, vowels are the portals. Consonants are the structures. The vowels, A, E, I, O, U, are open sounds. They flow without obstruction. They represent pure spirit, life force, the stream of consciousness itself. Thoth taught that vowels are the sounds the gods used before matter even existed. They're etheric vibrations, sounds that open dimensions, that connect planes of existence. When you pronounce a vowel, you're literally creating a sonic portal, a space through which energy can flow freely. This is why in ancient traditions, the sacred name of God was composed only of vowels. YHWH, Yahweh, the unpronounceable name. because to speak it correctly was to open a direct portal to Source itself. Thoth warned, "The vowels in your name reveal your internal portals. They show where your soul connects with the divine, where your pure essence expresses itself. If your name has many vowels, your nature is fluid, spiritual, intuitive. You're a natural portal. You function as a channel. If your name has few vowels, your nature is denser, more focused on matter, more structured. You came here to build, not to channel. Consonants, on the other hand, are closed sounds. They involve obstruction. The tongue touches the roof of the mouth. The lips press together. Air is blocked and then released. Thoth taught, consonants are the structures, the boundaries, the walls that give shape to the temple. Without consonants, spirit has nowhere to dwell. It flows indefinitely without form. The consonants in your name reveal your external personality, your defenses, your masks, your behavioral patterns, how you structure yourself in the physical world. And Thoth said, a balanced name has balance between vowels and consonants, between portals and structures, between spirit and form. But most modern names have lost this balance, and that's why most souls live misaligned. Now here's something few people know, something taught only in the deepest chambers of a mentee. Thoth revealed, each letter is not just a sound, it's a number, and each number is a mathematical frequency, a geometric proportion. Pythagoras, who was initiated into the Egyptian mysteries, who studied with the priests who guarded Thoth's teachings, brought this knowledge to Greece, and he said something that changed everything. All is number. Number is vibration. Vibration is sound. Sound is form. Pythagoras created a system where each letter of the Greek alphabet corresponded to a number from 1 to 9, and he taught that by reducing any word, any name, to a single digit, you discovered the vibrational essence of that word. This system wasn't an invention. It was a remembering. It was the practical application of what Thoth had taught millennia before. Thoth had said in the tablets, letters are the bodies of numbers. Numbers are the souls of letters. Together they form the language of creation. And then he taught the complete system. A equals 1, the first, the beginning, the spark, pure will. B equals 2, duality, reflection, partnership, the choice between polarities. C equals 3, creativity, expression, manifestation of force through form. And the pattern continues through the alphabet, cycling back after 9. J becomes 1 again, K becomes 2, L becomes 3, and so on. Thoth taught, when you reduce your complete name to a single number, you discover your central frequency, the fundamental tone your soul emits in this life, and that number reveals everything, your purpose, your challenges, your gifts, your karmic patterns, your relationships, your destiny. So how do you actually do this in practice? Thoth left a protocol. Simple, direct, powerful. First, write out your full name, the name on your birth certificate, not your nickname, not your stage name. The name that was registered when you were born, because that's the name that activated the vibrational seal. That's the name your parents spoke when you arrived. And pronunciation is spell casting. Sound is anchoring. Second, convert each letter to a number using the Pythagorean system. For example, let's use the name Sarah. S equals 1, A equals 1, R equals 9, A equals 1, H equals 8. Third, add all the numbers together. 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 8 equals 20. Fourth, reduce the sum to a single digit. 20 becomes 2 plus 0, which equals 2. The name Sarah vibrates at frequency 2, the frequency of partnership, balance, diplomacy, sensitivity, cooperation. And Thoth said, those who carry the 2 in their name came to bridge, to harmonize, to mediate, to bring opposing forces into balance. But if this name is lived unconsciously, if the person doesn't know they carry this frequency, they'll feel the shadow side. Indecision, dependency, fear of conflict, inability to stand alone. Because every number has 2 faces, the light expression and the shadow expression, the elevated manifestation and the distorted one. Thoth taught, consciousness transforms shadow into light. When you know your frequency, you learn to use it. When you ignore your frequency, it uses you. Now here's something profound that most modern numerologists don't understand. Thoth taught that there are 3 master numbers that should never be reduced. 3 frequencies that are direct portals to higher dimensions. 11, 22, 33. These numbers are called master numbers because they carry double the vibration. They're amplifiers. They're frequencies that connect directly to planes beyond the physical. Thoth said, those whose names sum to 11, 22, or 33 didn't come just to live. They came to teach, to build, to transform. 11 is the number of the visionary, the mystic, the channel, the one who sees beyond the veil, the one who receives information from higher dimensions and brings it into the physical plane. Thoth revealed, the 11 carries the duality of 1 duplicated, its creative force doubled, it's the mirror, it's the bridge between visible and invisible, but 11 also carries intense challenge, because seeing beyond means not fitting in here, because channeling higher information while inhabiting dense body creates tension, anxiety, a feeling of not belonging anywhere. 22 is the number of the master builder, the one who came to materialize grand visions, to create structures that transform the physical world. Thoth taught, the 22 is 11 doubled, its vision descending into form. It's the rare ability to take the impossible and make it real. But 22 also demands everything, because building in the physical while maintaining spiritual connection is walking a tightrope between 2 worlds. 33 is the number of the avatar, the compassionate master, the one who lives to serve, to teach, to elevate humanity through example. Thoth revealed, the 33 is rare. Very few souls carry this frequency, and those who do came with heavy missions. They came to sacrifice the personal for the collective, to be beacons, to hold light in times of darkness. And Thoth warned, if your name sums to 11, 22, or 33, don't run from your destiny, because your soul chose this. And if you try to live like you're an ordinary number, you'll feel constant frustration, deep depression, a sense that you're wasting your life. Because these frequencies didn't come for ordinary lives, they came for extraordinary ones. And extraordinary doesn't mean easy, it means significant. Now Thoth revealed something few understand about surnames, nicknames, and name changes. He said, your birth name is your soul name. It carries the primordial frequency, the original contract, the central mission. But often throughout life, other names are added, surnames through marriage, nicknames that stick, stage names we choose, and each of these names adds a vibrational layer, a new frequency, a new facet. Thoth taught, your full birth name reveals who you are in essence. The name you use daily reveals how you express yourself in the world. And the difference between the two reveals the distance between your essence and your mask. For example, if your birth name sums to 7, the frequency of wisdom, introspection, the mystic, but you use a nickname that sums to 3, the frequency of expression, communication, extroversion, then you're living in misalignment. Your essence wants silence, depth, solitude, but your daily life demands socialization, expression, movement, and this creates tension, exhaustion, a feeling that you're always forcing something that doesn't fit. Thoth said, if you want peace, align your daily name with your soul name, or at least understand the difference, and honor both. But what about when someone legally changes their name? When someone decides to completely shift their identity? Thoth warned, changing your name is changing your frequency. It's breaking one contract and signing another. And this has consequences. If the change is organic, if it arises naturally from deep internal transformation, if it's part of a genuine spiritual process, then the new name will be beneficial. It will anchor the new version of you. It will support your evolution. But if the change is artificial, if it's motivated by ego, by desire to avoid challenges, by attempting to escape destiny, then the new name will cause chaos, because you cannot deceive the universe. You cannot deceive the soul. And when you try to force a frequency that isn't yours, the field reacts. And the reaction is always disharmony. Thoth taught, before changing your name, consult your soul, meditate deeply, and if the change is necessary, do it with ceremony, with ritual, with sacred intention, because changing your name is dying and being reborn, and births are not taken casually. Now here's something fascinating that Thoth taught about the first letter of your name. He said, "The first letter of your name is the entrance door. It's the first impression your soul gives to the world. It's the face you show. It's the initial mask. And each letter carries a specific quality. If your name begins with A, you're an initiator. You start things, you lead, you act. But you can also be impulsive, impatient, self-centered if you're not conscious. If your name begins with B, you're a partner. You balance, you mediate, you collaborate. But you can also be indecisive, dependent, conflict avoidant. If your name begins with C, you're creative. You express, you communicate, you inspire. But you can also be scattered, superficial, talking too much without depth, and so on through the entire alphabet. Thoth taught that knowing the first letter of your name is knowing the door through which your soul enters the world. And knowing the door means knowing how to open it, how to pass through it, how not to get stuck in it. But there's something even deeper that Thoth revealed only to the most advanced initiates. He said, "There exists a hidden name, a name that was never spoken, a name your soul knows but your mind has forgotten. This is your true name, the name that existed before you were born, the name you carry in the halls of Amenti, the name the 9 lords recognize, and this name is not made of human letters, it's made of pure tones, primordial frequencies, sounds that cannot be pronounced with a physical mouth." In the ancient mystery schools, part of the initiation was discovering this hidden name. It was a process of deep meditation, astral travel, vision beyond the veil, and when the initiate discovered their true name, something inside them activated. A remembering, a recognition, an anchoring into who they really were beyond all masks. Thoth taught, "Your human name is a tool, a vehicle, the form your soul uses to navigate this plane. But it's not your final identity. Your final identity has no name, it simply is." And he said, when you discover your hidden name, when you pronounce it internally, when you vibrate with it in deep meditation, you align with your purest essence, and in that alignment miracles happen. Because the hidden name is the password, the master key, the code that opens all internal doors. So how do you discover your hidden name? Thoth left a method. But this method requires silence, time, and pure intention. For 7 consecutive nights before sleep, sit in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply 3 times. And then, internally, without speaking aloud, ask, "What is my true name? What is the name my soul recognizes beyond all forms?" Don't expect an answer in words. Expect sensation. Expect tone. Expect vibration. Perhaps you'll hear a sound that has no letter. Perhaps you'll feel a frequency without form. Perhaps you'll see a color, a symbol, an image that somehow is your name. Don't force it, don't invent it. Just observe and write down what comes, even if it doesn't make immediate sense. At the end of 7 days, review your notes, and something will reveal itself, a pattern, a consistency, a recurring vibration, and when you recognize it, you'll know. Not with your mind, with something deeper, with your soul. And Thoth said, when you discover your hidden name, don't share it carelessly. Guard it as sacred treasure. Use it only in moments of deep necessity, in moments of losing your way, in moments where you need to remember who you are beyond all illusions. Because the hidden name is your personal mantra, your direct access password to source. And mantras of power are not for entertainment, they're for transformation. Now Thoth revealed something about numerical synchronicities that few connect to their name. He said, when you discover the number of your name, you begin seeing that number everywhere. On clocks, on license plates, on receipts, on addresses. This is not coincidence, it's confirmation. It's the universe, the field, your own soul telling you, yes, you're on the path. Yes, you're remembering. Yes, you're aligning. If your name sums to 5 and you start seeing 555 constantly, or 5555 on plates, or receipts that total 5, that's a sign. It's frequency 5 reverberating through your reality because you've become conscious of it. And Thoth taught, the more conscious you become of your frequency, the more it manifests externally, because the internal, always reflects in the external. Always. And this applies to letters as well. If your name begins with M and you start noticing that important people in your life also have M, or significant places have M, this is not random, it's resonance. It's the field showing you, this is your tribe. These are those who vibrate at the same frequency. These are your allies. Thoth said, pay attention to the names of people who enter your life, calculate their frequency, and see how it interacts with yours. Because relationships are meetings of frequencies, and when frequencies harmonize, there's growth. When they clash, there's friction, and both are necessary at different times. And now comes the part that changes everything. Because Thoth revealed something that connects name, number, destiny, and free will in a way no one else taught. He said, your name anchors you in a frequency, and that frequency attracts certain experiences, certain challenges, certain people, certain opportunities. But you are not a slave to the frequency. You are the musician. The frequency is the instrument. A bad musician blames the instrument. A master musician uses any instrument to create beauty. Your name doesn't define you, but it inclines you. It predisposes you. It makes certain paths easier and others harder. And consciousness is what transforms inclination into choice, what transforms destiny into co-creation. Thoth taught, knowing your name, knowing your number, knowing your frequency is not meant to limit you. It's meant to empower you. Because when you know what you're working with, you know how to work with it better. If your name vibrates at 1, and you know that 1 is leadership but can also be loneliness, you're not surprised when you feel isolated at the top. You simply recognize, this is part of the frequency, and I can choose whether this paralyzes me or strengthens me. If your name vibrates at 9, and you know that 9 is completion but can also be sacrifice, you're not surprised when you feel like you're always leaving things behind. You simply recognize, this is part of the frequency, and I can choose whether this embitters me or liberates me. And Thoth said, the great secret is not to change the frequency, it's to play the frequency consciously, with intention, with mastery. Now one final revelation before the closing protocol. Thoth taught that there's a profound connection between your name, your number, and your birth date. He said, your name is the frequency your soul chose. Your birth date is the cosmic moment when that frequency was anchored in time and space. When you calculate the number of your birth date, adding day, month, and year until reduced to a single digit, you discover your life path, your central mission, what you came to do. And when you compare the number of your name with the number of your birth date, you discover something fascinating. If the two numbers are the same or complementary, there's natural harmony. Your name supports your path. Your identity is aligned with your destiny. But if the two numbers conflict, there's tension. Your name pulls you in one direction, your destiny pulls you in another, and your life becomes an internal battlefield until you find synthesis. Thoth said, there's no mistake in this. Tension generates growth. Conflict generates consciousness, and sometimes souls choose conflicting names deliberately to force accelerated evolution, but understanding the conflict is the first step to transcending the conflict. Now the final protocol Thoth left for those who want to fully align with the frequency of their name. He said, for the next 9 days, the number of completion, of return to unity, perform this simple but powerful ritual. Every morning upon waking, before anything else, speak your full name aloud 3 times, not rushed, not mechanical, but with intention, with presence, feeling each syllable, hearing each sound, vibrating with each frequency, and as you speak it, visualize your name as light, as sonic geometry, as vibrational pattern expanding from your body into the field around you. At the end of each pronunciation, breathe deeply and say internally, I recognize my frequency. I accept my signature. I live my name consciously. Do this for 9 consecutive days, and something will change. Not dramatically, but subtly, profoundly. You'll start feeling your name differently, not as a label, but as living identity, as a tool of power, as a personal mantra. And Thoth said, when you speak your name consciously, you're not just making sound. You're activating the seal. You're closing the circuit. You're tuning into the frequency your soul came to operate through. And in that tuning, miracles happen. If these words resonated with something deep inside you, if you recognize the truth behind letters and numbers, leave a signal in the comments. You don't need to explain. You don't need to share details. Just write, "I am my frequency." Because that's the recognition. That's the activation. That's how you signal to the universe, I understand. My name is not an accident. It's signature, it's code, it's power. Thoth, the Atlantean, master of the sacred alphabet, who encoded primordial sounds into symbols so they would survive the ages, taught that names are not labels, they are spells, and every time someone speaks your name, they're casting a spell over you. They're activating your frequency. They're reinforcing your vibrational signature, and every time you speak your own name, you're reaffirming the contract. You're telling reality, this is me, this is my frequency, this is my tone, and reality responds, always, without fail, because the universe is echo, and you are the primordial sound, and your name is the mantra you came to sing, as Thoth taught, as it's inscribed in the halls of Amenti, as it's revealed to those who listen beyond words. Your name was not chosen. It was activated, and now that you know, you can never hear your name the same way again, because every time it's spoken, you'll remember. This is not just a name. It's an ancestral frequency, a living code, a spell I came to cast into this reality, and I cast it consciously. Now,